Hello, everyone. Good morning and happy Wednesday. Wow, I can't believe how fast it's going. Megan, tomorrow's December 1st.
I know.
Freaking me out. Yeah. It just literally came up so fast that I'm blown away. I feel like this whole year went really fast.
Every time I turn around, the month is over.
Yes, but you know what? I am loving this topic because, as I said to you before we went live, I'm having my meetings with my one-on-ones, my December meetings.
Mhm.
And we're talking a lot about exactly what you are talking about today, the growth, profit. I'm going to call it decision. You call it paradox. So explain to me what this is. And I'm going to do my best to translate it into a way that I can understand it, which hopefully will help other people understand it as well.
Sure. So if you look at any strategy out there, whoever's marketing whatever for their marketing plan or for their processes or systems or whatever, each one of them can be mapped specifically to one of two columns. Is this to help me grow my business, or is this to help my business profit? Okay. Now, the paradox is that if you don't intentionally pick either one of those, you'll get neither. And if you don't intentionally, and if you try to intentionally pick both, like I'm going to do both, I can do it all, you're going to get neither. But by picking one over the other and doing that one that is right for your business, recognizing what your business specifically needs, whether it's a growth strategy or a profit strategy, the other one's naturally going to come along.
That's the key right there. The other one's going to naturally come along because when you first spoke and you said growth or profit as a paradox, and maybe the way I look at it, like a choice, make a decision this year, 2023. Are you looking to grow your business or are you looking to profit? I think I'm looking to do both. That's like my brain automatically goes. The difference is that you're saying is when you choose one, the other one's going to naturally come along, but just your brain needs to focus on the one in order to be successful. If you do both, you're going to bump into each other and constantly making conflicting decisions.
Yes. And did you feel that little bit of FOMO when we were first talking about it? Like, but I don't want to give up on growth.
Yes, I did. The minute you said it, I was like, no, I need both. And I teach people both is the way I look at it. But you're right that I do pinpoint naturally where their goals are for that year and which we should be picking, growth or profit.
And the great coaches do that, right? The great coaches aren't trying to get their clients to do everything all at once. Like, nope, this is what your business needs.
Yes. So let's talk about how do you figure out if you should be focusing on growth? Let's start with growth.
So can we start with the other side because it's easier to explain from the profit side first?
Sure. Let's start with the profit side then. How do you know whether you should be focusing on profit?
The first step is that I'm going to naturally assume that the starting point is that you need to work on profit. Okay. But there's two criteria that have to be true in order for you to stay in that profit column, realm, whatever you want to call it. One, you got to like what you do. You got to like it. If it's hard to get out of the bed on Monday morning because you just cannot bring yourself to put together one more mood board or to create one more floor plan, it might be time to do something different, right? Like, I'm not going to make you maximize some activity that you don't like.
Right.
You're not enjoying.
Right. If you're not in the right space for you, then why focus on profit if you're just going to still hate your life and hate your business and hate your decisions? Okay.
So that's step one. That should be an easy yes, no. Step two is, do I have the demand? Is it there? Do I have profitable demand? That doesn't mean like, what that does mean is that the amount of revenue that you're bringing in, the cash that is coming in, can be made into enough. It is not where you are going out and I have a whole bunch of demand, but I'm selling it for so low that I can't make a profit on it. Well, that's a profit activity. We got to up your prices, man. Right? Like, if you have demand, people are asking for what you have, you're in the profit column. That means that the growth column is all about demand. how you find demand, how you meet demand, how you activate the demand to say yes to what you are offering.
Right.
So this side of profit is all about refining what you have, right? Keeping the good, getting rid of the bad, finding enjoyment, making the processes in place of I like what I'm doing. I just want to put more money in my pocket from what I'm doing.
Okay, so let me just summarize. You like what you're doing. You're getting enough incoming traffic, as you're calling it, demands, inquiries, consults, whatever your business demands. You like what you do and you're getting enough incoming inquiries that you then can focus on your profitability to make, and let's just say you're not profitable enough. You're not putting enough cash in your pocket, yet you love what you do and you have the traffic.
Yes, and I'm going to modify that a little bit. You might be getting, it might be the case that you're getting the phone calls, but nobody's saying yes. That's a growth problem. Like the profit, you know that the demand is there because people are getting out their checkbooks. They might not be paying you enough.
Correct. So I'll modify to say you love what you do. People are coming to you to do what you do, but you're not making enough money. You're not putting enough money in your pocket. That is a profit problem, and that's why I have that profitability analyzer for people to figure that all out. Also, right? So are you profitable with the jobs that you're doing and that are coming in? If you're not putting enough money in your pocket, but you love what you do and enough people are coming to you, you have a profit problem, and you should focus on profitability, which just came out with the key, which is for designers to calculate how much they should charge to make themselves profitable.
Perfect.
Okay.
Go get it.
So if they have a profit problem, work on your profitability, work on your systems, work on the things that are causing you not to be profitable.
Yes.
Okay. When should you work on growth then?
Growth is all about demand problems. Okay. So either there's just not demand for what you have. Like people just don't want it.
Well, or you're not finding it.
Or, you're not communicating what you're actually doing, the actual outcome, the actual transformation, the actual benefit of what you're doing, or you're just not finding them. They may be over here, like in their realm of want, and you're over here in your realm of, hey, I've got it, but it's not overlapping at all. You're not finding the correct community where the demand is. So,
and that I translate to a marketing problem.
Absolutely.
At least
absolutely. So here's the other piece, right? Like once you understand what your realm should be, if you should be in the profit realm or the growth realm, you get to design your own strategy. You don't have to listen to those unending Black Friday Facebook ads about run your $1 million mastermind or write your book.
Oh, and I love get
tempting, right?
10 new design clients a month. Stop. We get 2 the first month, 3 the next month, 10 the next month. I'm all without doing anything is basically what they're saying. Like, okay, please no one fall for that because that's not going to happen. Yeah.
So finding what this is it, designing your specific strategy, right? And this is why I love having a coach because they help me design. It's not like I'm reacting. It's no knee-jerk reaction to somebody else telling me what their square peg is going to do for the round hole in my business. I'm like, no, I get to cherry pick. I know exactly what I need because I know if I need profit or if I need growth, and I know exactly where in that profit realm my problem is.
Right. My brain just breaks this down to like the simplest methods, right? If you have a profit problem, which we went over, if you need to go back and listen, you need to adjust your processes, your pricing, your expenses. You need to look at your business from a numbers standpoint. If you want to focus on growth, to me, that's often about marketing and your ladder of services. The services you offer, are they appealing to who you're marketing to, or are you marketing to the right people? And focusing on growth has a lot to do, but not 100% to do with the marketing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And so it's actually the numbers are needed on both sides, right? Like on the profit side, we're refining. It's very obvious how you need your numbers on the profit side. On the growth side, it is so, so, so important to start doing your projections, right? Because we want to know if we are going to pick a growth experiment, if we're going to pick a growth tactic, what are we expecting? When do we want that to come in? If we're picking a growth tactic, like let's say, for instance, one of these things that I came across, like your $1 million summit strategy, right? They want $20,000 up front, and then they want 50% of your sales, or whatever the structure is. Well, if you do the math on it, the amount of sales that you would need to bring in explodes how much time you actually have to spend in your business. That, sure, it sounds great to be making $1 million over the next year, but you don't have the time. And frankly, you're going to be $200,000 in the hole by the time you find out that if it's going to work or not. You got to know. You got to like flesh it out.
You got to flesh it out. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, I like what you said before we went live, that, and people have to understand this, when you're focusing on profit, to me, that's, you have a lot more control over that stage, right? The refining of your process, the refining of your services, the refining of your pricing, and then the refining of how you present the pricing. But when you're in growth, and it's got a lot to do with what service model revisions are you going to need to do, and how much marketing are you going to need to do, and what kind of marketing. You said there's a lot more chaos and risk as a feeling in the growth column, which is totally true. Every time we do a rollout and we're doing something that's going to grow the business to the next level, it's anxiety provoking, it's chaotic for my team, it's chaotic for my clients. But when they get to the other side, now they have the consistent demand, and they now can focus on profit.
Yeah,
so I love this whole conversation about, you've got to focus on growth or profit as your primary focus, and the other one's going to come along naturally. But one is going to feel a little bit more chaotic and transitional, and the other one might feel a little bit more calming and controlled.
Yeah. Have you ever seen how they build those big, huge sandcastles?
Yes.
Those really intricate ones. They pile up the sand first, and then they carve out exactly the details they need. Yeah. That's exactly what we're doing here. We are the growth side is we're going to build a mound, and then we're going to carve away what doesn't work, and we're going to get what really does work, and we're going to build a sandcastle. Now, you might have built the sandcastle, but somebody stepped on a corner of it. You can't just put that structure back into place exactly how it was. You got to pile the sand back on that corner of your sandcastle and carve it away again.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing.
That's what you're doing. I love this.
Profiting.
So you're coming out with a quiz, not quite ready yet, but it's going to be ready this afternoon. Will you be able to do a link, you think, by this afternoon or tomorrow morning at the latest?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the last piece I just need to connect the PDFs. So I'm giving away some free samples of profit strategies and free samples of the growth strategies that can come out of this. And so the quiz actually helps you diagnose, do I need to be in the profit side or the growth side? Okay,
love it.
So it's 3 questions, super easy. And once
3 questions?
3 questions.
Oh my God. I want to see this quiz. I can never do a quiz for less than 5 questions.
Yeah. So, I mean, once you understand the core of this, it's going to become second nature for you, and you're going to be so easy to self-diagnose what's going on, right? You know exactly where to go to get your next good strategy. And so the quiz is going to tell you if your business is primed for profit or growth. And then I'm going to send you, because I don't have it yet.
What are you going to send me?
I'm going to send you a PDF that gives you a free sample of a custom profit plan or a custom growth plan.
And not just to me, to anyone who does the quiz.
Yes. Yep.
All right. I love Lene saying, chicken or the egg? Do you make hires in preparation for growth, or wait until you're in the middle of it to hire?
What is your demand? Like, do you have people knocking on your door saying, I want your services? Or are you like looking around, where's your next sale coming from? Like,
well, it's also, do you have enough time to be in the growth side, or do you need help on the operation side in order to get into the growth side? So sometimes you do have to, when you do the projection, as you're saying, do your projections. You may have to hire in order to do the growth side.
Yes, but you wouldn't want to do it if you don't have the demand, right? Like, if they're crickets, why are you hiring?
There can't be complete crickets. Absolutely. You're right. But there has to be, like I used to say, there's a wave coming. I feel it coming. I have to hire, right? So Lene answered your question. She said both.
Which one?
That was when you asked, do you have, I forgot what you asked. What we asked, Lene, whether we have demand knocking down your door.
Yeah.
Right? And what was the second thing you asked? Let me think.
If the demand is there, I think you asked about time. If the demand is there, it's time to hire.
Okay. If the
You
demand
make the
is
hires in
there, it's
preparation
time
for
to
growth.
hire. I mean, when I work with clients, we really go over, okay, what's in the pipeline, what's not. Let's see how much you're making, the expenses,
Yeah.
and to see whether it's time to hire. But as a general rule, you're saying if the demand is there and you're struggling,
And you want to be bigger, right? Like,
and that's the other thing.
it
One
might be the
word,
case of,
right?
yeah, that demand is there. I don't really want to service all of it.
And you know what? That is a really, we're doing a live about this in about 15 minutes, but there's so much more to this. And this is why Megan and I both coach people through a lot of this stuff. This is so many pieces of the puzzle have to be discussed before you make a decision as to whether you hire, right? So you need to possibly know more. So as Lene is saying, and it's so true in the design industry as well as many industry, it comes in waves and it seems seasonal. Like right now, a lot of people are slow because of the holidays. That's normal. But once you know that, you can plan for that.
Yes. So there is a different, I mean, I love this question because I've spent so much time focusing specifically on this. Now, there are such thing as waves, and there are patterns in the waves that you understand your business. And so that's a profit issue because there is the predictability, there is the consistency there. Now, if it is like your guess is as good as mine as to what's going to happen in the spring, no idea. That is definitely a growth issue. We got to go find where that consistent demand is going to come from and how are we going to foster it. That's a growth issue.
And that can take some time. That can take some time till you find a vein of business of your ideal clients for what type of jobs you want to be doing. It takes time. And that is where you could stick. Is there a average time that you stay in a growth cycle versus a profit cycle?
Nope.
No average. Okay.
Nope. As long as you hit those criteria, I enjoy what I do, the demand is there. You are in the profit side. Now, if you're finding yourself like getting bored, that speaks to, am I happy with what I'm doing? Like, I want to do something a little bit different. I'm getting kind of antsy over here on the profit side. Things are going well. By all means, go play in the growth side. Go play.
It's so funny because obviously whenever you talk, I think about my own business as well as all my clients' businesses and my following as a whole. And it's funny because I gave up 2 big initiatives this year of growth because I thought, as this side of the business is doing well, let's throw in more, right? And then I thought, wait a minute, do I need those initiatives? What do I want for my life over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, right? And I switched to getting rid of 2 big initiatives and just focusing on fine tuning and refining what we currently offer because there is a demand for it. So that is such a nice place to be, to say, I don't want to be, let's say, any bigger and a bigger staff and a bigger this. I want to just refine what we do and do it super well. Right?
That's awesome, right? Like back to that FOMO thing, right? You see all these other people coming out with new things. You have a new idea. It is so hard to tell an idea to sit down and be quiet while you do this other thing.
Absolutely. Because a true entrepreneur is always coming up with new ideas. And that is part of the burden of being an entrepreneur. We can't stop our brains from thinking,
It's our nature.
Right? Everyone's so talented, and that's why you're an entrepreneur. You're so talented, you can do so many things, but find your happy lane, find the service models that people want, find the people who want it, and then focus on growth or profit, not both at the same time. Because as you focus on one or the other one's going to come along naturally.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Thank you, Megan.
You are so welcome, Nancy.
I can't wait to get it. Oh my God, this is really good. Your last quiz is just unbelievable. Tell everyone, we didn't put it in the description, but tell everyone how to get to your other quiz, which I use with my clients all the time.
Oh boy, now I got to remember.
Oh, okay, we'll put it in the chat. She doesn't remember, it's okay. We didn't have that handy. In all the screens we have open on our monitors.
So many screens.
Facebook stopped the broadcast, it says.
Oh, bummer.
But we might be still live on YouTube and LinkedIn. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, all right, we're going to wrap up because we don't really know where we're live right now. So you're going to put the link into your new quiz that will tell people whether they are in the growth side or whether they should be in the growth or the profit side as their focus for the coming year.
Yes.
Love it. Thanks, Megan.
You're so welcome, Nancy.
All right, everyone, go have a great Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow with Leslie Myrick, where we're going to answer all your questions about pricing and profitability.
Awesome.
And talk to you about my new product called The Key, the designer's ultimate pricing tool. So, and Megan, tell them where to find you when they need to figure this stuff out on the financial side.
Come on over to megandahle.com. There's so many options once you're there. If you just want to talk to me, which is probably the simplest, just make an appointment. You can get 15 minutes on my calendar and I'll point you in the right direction.
And 15 minutes with Megan is worth a lot more. So grab that when you can. All right. Thanks, Megan. See you next time.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.